Well, hello there. I hope you're doing great. If you're someone who, like me, sometimes has a hard time keeping resolutions, if you find yourself setting goals and struggling and often not making it to the finish line, well, this is the video for you. I think we've all been there. I think that resolutions are so inspiring and it's so easy to feel motivated at the beginning when there's so much hope and everything is possible. And we feel like we're just going to be fueled with motivation throughout, right? We've all been there. I've definitely been there. I set resolutions all the time, so I know a little bit about it. And do I accomplish all of them? Not always, but there is a pattern that I can pinpoint when they don't get realized. That's what I talk about in episode 168 of the Mind Over Finger podcast. And I actually follow the framework of George Leonard, which he established in his great little book called Mastery. Highly recommend it. And I encourage you to catch the episode. So 168 of the Mind Over Finger podcast. You can catch it here on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And basically, why resolutions fail. So I go at length in the episode, but I'll give you the short version here. Many reasons. One of the most obvious ones that we can begin with is not having a clear goal. So not knowing exactly what it is that we want. We're going to want that clarity. Another one is that oftentimes we set what I call in the episode these grandiose resolutions. Everything feels possible, and this is going to be the one time we change our life. We're going to learn all of the etudes. We're going to perform all of the Bach suites. These are the resolutions that we just feel so ignited and fired up about, but that are very hard to see to the finish line. But the reason is because we lose track of what is actually realistic in the time frame that we had allotted for it. So we're all capable of big things. Human beings accomplish extraordinary things every day. There's no reason why we couldn't accomplish extraordinary things. But sometimes we're trying to chew more than we can. And that's because we will decide that we want to accomplish something massive in maybe too short amount of time. So realistic goals are also important. So yes, dream big, but be realistic in how you're going to go about it. Even if you're not exactly sure how you're going to get all the way to the finish line, you still want to make sure that you establish somewhat of a realistic time frame and schedule for your current lifestyle. So you want to respect also who you are as a person. So another reason is because maybe we don't have the kind of habits that would support us towards this goal. So there might be new things that we need to implement in our life. We want to give ourselves time and flexibility. A big concept that George Leonard talks about in his book is the one of homeostasis. It's human nature to want to stay in the zone of safety, in what is comfortable. And oftentimes that's why resolutions fail. Because as we go about accomplishing a goal, things get tough, things get difficult. There's going to be obstacles, there's going to be discomfort. And we don't like that. We want everything to feel easy and comfortable. We don't want to experience fear or pain. I'm not talking about physical pain here, but we might have emotional discomfort. So we don't like to go through these things. We want to stay in the known. We want to stay where we are, where we feel safe, and where we can grasp everything. So reaching new goals and sticking to a resolution will involve us welcoming these things, welcoming challenges, welcoming discomfort, welcoming growth pain. And as we also learn to embrace the plateaus, which is something I talked in the previous episodes, 167 and 166, when we accept the fact that we're not going to see immediate progress every time, when we get up in the face of adversity, when we show up when we don't feel like it, when we plow through the difficulties, this is when we get to the goal. This is when resolutions stick. But we expect it to feel easy. We expect for the motivation to stick around and fuel all of this in an easy, seamless way. And that's just not how it is. So, in a nutshell, let me give them to you again. We want to set realistic goals and have clarity of where we're going. Another big one that I didn't mention, but is very important on this path to mastery that I've been talking about in this series of episode 166, 67, and 68 of Mastery is to focus on continuous learning. What the experience is teaching you in the moment, and the fact that you will continue to grow as you take action moving forward. Build sustainable habits that will support you as you're pursuing this goal. And find a support network. Who can help you? Who can support you? Who will be with you, patting you on the back when you're going through a tough moment? Find that support network for yourself and stay committed. You want to understand that resistance will show up. There's going to be mental resistance, emotional resistance, and physical resistance. So now I would never encourage you to put yourself in danger emotionally, mentally, or physically. Absolutely not. But to understand what keeps you safe, what keeps you limited, and how to play with this edge of where your growth lives. Now, mastery, everything that we do, pursuing a goal, sticking to a resolution, it's a journey. And you want to be patient as you move forward. And in the episode, I've included some questions for you to help you gain some clarity on how to approach your next resolutions. Here they are. What are some common reasons why your past resolutions may have failed? How can you address those challenges moving forward? So what are they, and how could you plan for it in the future? Number 2, how can I adopt a mastery mindset and focus on continuous learning, practice, and patience rather than instant results when it comes to my resolutions? So what does that look like for you? Ask seriously and journal on it and think about it. What does it look like to have a mastery mindset to you, to stick through the hard moments? And then number 3, what sustainable habits can you incorporate in your daily life to support your resolutions? How can you ensure consistency, accountability, and self-awareness in building and maintaining these habits? So, these habits, what are they? Do you need to sleep more? Do you need to eat better? Do you need to exercise so you can be filled with energy? Do you need to enlist accountability partners? Do you need to hire a coach? Do you need to sign up for lessons? Do you need to change your schedule? Do you need to change your approach to solving something? Is there something that you need to learn? Are there additional skills that you need to acquire as you're pursuing these goals, as you're on this path to seeing through to your resolutions? So, I hope this is helpful. Catch the episode 168 where I go more in depth on all of this, and let me know what works for you. What challenges have you faced in the past, and on the path? That works. Yeah. What challenges have you faced on the path and in the past, and how have you overcome them? And share that insight with us. All right. Have a beautiful week, my friends, and I will see you soon.